I wanted to talk with you today and give a bit of a review and share some information about a conference that I went to a couple of weeks ago. The conference was called Growing Through Challenges and it was run by BRAZ-TESOL. BRAZ-TESOL is an organisation and it's right across Brazil and it's for professional development for English teachers. This organisation is a volunteer organisation. I think it has one paid secretary, but predominantly it's a group of volunteers who are passionate about teaching English, English education and professional development for teachers of English education. So this conference was one of the many events that they run right across Brazil in lots of different cities, and this one was run by the Curitiba branch. The conference was split up into about 5 or 6 sections. They had 3 keynote speakers, one in the morning, one in the afternoon and one in the end of the day. And they also had 2 sets of workshops that you could attend. So in the morning there was maybe 4 workshops that you had to pick between, and in the afternoon 3 or 4 again. So I don't want to make a very long video on this, and also I only attended 2 of the workshops, so I will just talk with you about one of the keynote speakers and one of the workshops that I attended in the morning, and so that's what this video is about. So if you're interested in becoming an English teacher, I would recommend joining up to this organisation. The conference was fantastic, and I think the registration fee to join the organisation is only about 80 reais per year. The first keynote speaker's name was Areta Galat, and she was talking about intercultural teaching or cross-cultural teaching, or understanding different cultures and the impact that people's cultures have on their ability to learn from you, your ability to teach them, both the student and the teacher being able to communicate with each other and understand each other. It was really interesting, and I got a lot out of what she had to say. Predominantly, the thing that she talked about the most and that she used as a basis of her talk was something called the Hofstede model. So I'll put up onto the screen now a slide, and on this slide is the Hofstede model, and the Hofstede model is comparing different cultural aspects of a lot of different countries in the world, and I think there was about 6 indicators. So I'll put up the slide for you now and I'll talk through the differences between Australia and Brazil. As you can see there on the slide, there's 6 categories that this model covers: power distance, individualism, masculinity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation, and indulgence. And these 6 factors are supposed to help us in understanding culture or a country's perspective, and the way that they think about things and the way that they interact with each other. As you can see there's some differences between Australia and Brazil. So for me, being an Australian person teaching Brazilian students, it's important for me to consider different aspects of culture. I think I won't discuss them all because I don't want to make the video very long, but I think the greatest difference there is individualism. As you can see, Australia is right up there at 90 and Brazil is down at 38. So this means that Australian people value individualism a lot more than Brazilians. So Brazilian people like being together more, they look out for their family and their friends, and they're more connected with their communities, whereas Australia is a more individualistic culture. So in terms of teaching across those cultural differences, Areta really spoke about that and the importance of understanding cultural differences as a way to understand your strengths and weaknesses in your teaching. I also attended a workshop in the morning, and this workshop was run by Cindy Palmer and Ron Martinez, and this workshop was about English as a method of instruction, or EMI. This was really interesting because this was about people attending universities or schools and learning about a certain topic. So it might be psychology, or it might be science, or it might be maths, or a range of different topics, but they actually learn about these topics in their second language. So it was about English as the method of instruction rather than teaching about English. So we're not teaching grammar, we're not teaching vocabulary, pronunciation, we're just teaching mathematics but in English. There was a lot of interesting points that came out of this discussion, and the discussion went for about 2 hours. So I won't share everything that we learned in the workshop because it was very long, but I just wanted to share one really interesting point that I got out of the talk. And that was that when students are learning in their second language and they're listening in their second language, they actually pay more attention than they do in their first language, because they're not able to look at their phone and look at Facebook and stare around and doodle on their page and these sorts of things. They have to actually look at the teacher, watch their body language, watch their mouth, watch what they write on the board, and pay close attention. The recommendation was that taking subjects in English will actually increase and speed up the learning of English in the English teaching classroom. So overall, the day was amazing. I learned a lot. I would definitely recommend joining up as a member of BRAZ-TESOL, and if not joining up as a member, at least trying to go to an event or two. It was a really good opportunity for me to meet other teachers, other students, and just other people who are generally interested in this topic. So yeah, I recommend go along. It was very good, very interesting, and I got a lot out of it.